Baptist Carlsbad family. It is Pastor Howell here with a daily word of encouragement. It is Friday, May 15th, 2020. A little warm here in New Mexico today, and a little later than normal getting started with my daily word of encouragement. Must have been a reason why I waited until late in the day. Just got word and I was able to confirm it. Maybe you've already heard. If not, I want to let you know God is a God who hears prayers. God is a God who answers prayer. He is powerful and He can do things that we could never even begin to ask, think, or imagine. After Wednesday, here in the state of New Mexico, when our governor issued her slightly modified stay-at-home order, allowing churches to operate at 10% capacity. I will tell you, I, along with so many others, were both frustrated and saddened that was the case, and so we fully anticipated that we would go into the end of May and into June, not sure when we were going to be able to move forward in a larger capacity than 10%. Lo and behold, this afternoon, just a few minutes ago, the governor revised her order yet again to allow churches and houses of worship to operate at 25% capacity. That is fantastic. We would love, obviously, to have 100% capacity, but we understand the health concerns that are still among us here in our community and in our state. But we do want to give thanks to the Lord for this good news. And obviously, He receives the honor and the glory. Do appreciate Governor Grisham, as she has no doubt listened to folks throughout New Mexico, particularly in the religious community over the last several days, and has had a change of heart and has changed her stay-at-home order. And so we, again, thank the Lord for that, for answered prayer. Again, in James, we should not be surprised. James chapter 5 reminds us of a time when Elijah would pray that for 3 years and 6 months it did not rain on the land, and then he prayed and the sky gave rain and the land produced its fruit. And in James chapter 5, the second part of verse 16, and I'm reading from the Christian Standard Bible today, it says this: "The prayer of a righteous person is very powerful in its effect." Let me repeat that. The prayer of a righteous person is very powerful in its effect. The King James and other translations say something along, "The fervent, effective prayer of a righteous man availeth much," of a righteous woman availeth much. It's powerful in its effect, and no doubt, even before Wednesday, but certainly in the last 2 days, the people of faith here in New Mexico have been praying that God would change the heart of our governor, and that she would allow us to begin worship and on-site activities in a much greater capacity than just 10%. And so I'm so thankful that we are able to move forward in that. In Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1, the writer of Proverbs writes, "A king's heart is like channeled water in the Lord's hands. He directs it wherever He chooses." God is sovereign. And no matter what we face, whether it's with the coronavirus in our communities, whether it is a financial situation that many are going through today, whether it's other health concerns, whether it's family relationships, marriages, what have you, our God is sovereign. He is on the throne, and He is in control. And so I just am so thankful today that we are able to look forward to beginning on site in-person worship again. We will work through the logistics of that into when those things will take place. Right now, we've got a very special graduation service, recognition for our graduates and their families on May 31st. And then on-site worship for everyone starting June 7th. Again, those dates are subject to change. We may even shift those dates up a little bit. And so look for more information in the coming days, particularly on Facebook and our website for more updates. But I know, like you, that you, because I hear all the time, Pastor, when are we going back to worship? When are we going to be able to go back and worship together? This is a positive positive step in the right direction, and I know like I am and like you, we're excited about that. We're ready to go, and so we want to make sure it's as safe as possible for folks who feel comfortable in coming back. I know there will be people that will not want to come back initially, maybe some of our older folks or people with underlying health conditions, but we're going to make it as safe as possible to be able to come and to worship together again on site at First Baptist Church in Carlsbad. And so let folks know to continue to pray, continue to lift up our leaders, both here locally, our Mayor, Mayor Janway, and our City Council, our county commissioners, our sheriff, and all of our first responders,